This video is a full range of motion for upper and lower body. So I will start with my hand hygiene and then my opening, CNA coming in. And so, hi, my name is Michael. I'm going to be your CNA today. The nurse is going to have me help you do your range of motion exercises for your body, okay? So I'm going to check your ID, make sure, Ms. Jackson, that you're the correct person. I'm going to close the curtain for privacy. Excuse me. So then we'll start with the upper body first. So we'll start with the fingers. We're going to do extension and flexion. We'll do 3 times each exercise. Then flexion, extension, that's 2. Flexion, extension is 3. And then we're going to do abduction, adduction. So we'll do abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, 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 adduction. 1. Abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, abduction. 2. Abduction, adduction, abduction, 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 abduction. 3. Let me know if you have any pain or any discomfort. So then I'm going to do the opposition. Here's opposition to each finger. Opposition, that's 1. Opposition to each finger, that's 2. And then opposition to each finger, and then that's going to be 3. Okay, then we're going to do the wrist. So we're going to start with pronation, and then we'll do supination, pronation, supination, pronation, supination, pronation, supination. Okay, and all the time I'm going to be supporting the joints above and below the joint. So now we're going to do flexion. So we'll do flexion, extension, hyperextension. Flexion, extension, hyperextension. And then flexion, extension, hyperextension. So that's 3. And now I'm going to do deviation. So we're going to do radial deviation, ulnar deviation, radial deviation, ulnar deviation, radial deviation, ulnar deviation. Okay. So then I'm going to do your elbow. Again, holding above and below the joint. We're going to do flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension. Okay, any pain or discomfort? All right, now we're going to work the shoulder. We're going to do flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension. That's 3. And then we're going to do the external and internal rotation of the shoulder. So we're going to do external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation. Okay, so you're doing okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're done with the upper body. I would repeat on the opposite side. And so then now we're going to do the lower body. I'll start at the toes. The toes we're going to do, I'm going to curl them with my hand. And we're going to do flexion and extension. I'll straighten them up. Then curling, flexion, extension. That's 2, flexion, extension. That's 3. Now we're going to do abduction and abduction with each toe. So adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, abduction. 1, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. 2, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. 3. Okay, so now we're going to go to the ankle. And we're going to do, excuse me, dorsal flexion, plantar flexion, dorsal flexion, plantar flexion, dorsal flexion, plantar flexion, dorsal flexion, plantar flexion. That's 3. Now we're going to go up to the knee. I'm going to support underneath the knee, and at the ankle we're going to bend, and we're going to do flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension. That's 3. And then we're going to do the hip. I'm going to go up a little bit higher. Let me know if you have any discomfort. There's flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension. That's 3. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is abduction and adduction. So I'm going to move away from the body. That's adduction, adduction, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. Okay, and so now we're going to do the hip joint, and we're going to do some rotation. So we're going to do internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation. Okay, once we finish this side, I would continue and do the other side the same way. Okay, so now we're done with your exercises. So I'm going to give you your call light. Here's your call light. If you need anything, just let us know by ringing the bell. I'm going to check for body alignment. Make sure that she's in alignment. Make sure that the bed's all the way to its lowest position. The wheels are locked. And if necessary, the side rails are up. Okay, do you need anything else, Trim? Okay, so I will go ahead and open the curtain. And then I would wash my hands, take off the gloves, wash your hands, and document. And that is range of motion video.